it's Nita and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, I'm Nita Danielle, and on this channel we focus on all things faith, fashion, lifestyle, motherhood, and everything in between. And today we are in the in-between. We are talking about how I style and maintain my Pixie at home, specifically with a waved mold. I love my waves. If you're new here, you know you ain't gonna catch me without my waves, honey. It's just a personal preference. I like them. So a lot of you guys have asked me how I maintenance my hair at home, and today we're going to do just that. I'm doing the full shebang. I just got back from vacation, so my hair needed a whole overhaul. We did a relaxer. I covered my grays just with a rinse, and then I kind of touched up the back a little bit with my little clippers, and then I molded. I showed you guys how I did my wave mold, set under the dryer. I showed you guys how to curl it. This is very easy, very beginner friendly in my opinion. And I hope and pray that it helps you guys to maintain your hair at home in between salon visits. Another thing I do want to note for my relaxer warriors out there, I am still a licensed cosmetologist. I did retire from hair 5 years ago. I'm currently a full-time content creator, but I do have to note that because every time I pull out a relaxer, people are trying to tell me what to do. Girl, not only am I well-versed in relaxers because I'm still licensed, I'm well-versed in my hair. The hair that's on my head. Okay, all right, so this is not professional advice or anything like that. I'm just showing you guys what I do in hopes that it helps you if you're trying to maintain your hair at home in between salon visits, okay? All right, so everything that I share with you guys today will be linked in the description box down below, as well as the QR code here. Everything that I use is available at your local beauty supply store. Some of the products that I use are salon quality, like Nairobi and different things like that, but you can find it at your local beauty supply store. Nothing that I'm using today is like you have to have a license to purchase. I made sure of that because I want y'all to be able to, use the things that I use if you are interested. And then again, if you want to just order and do our add to cart situation, you can find most of this stuff, if not everything, on Amazon. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the tutorial.
All right, sis, so this is our starting point. As you can see, your girl got waves. No, I'm in need of a relaxer. I did get a cut about 3 weeks ago. So you can see in the back, I needed a bit of a touch up. But yeah, this is our starting point, and we are going to start with the relaxer. But first, of course, I do add Vaseline around my edges and the perimeter of my hair just to kind of protect my skin. Back in the day, if you got relaxers growing up, they used to call it basing the scalp. And typically you would go all throughout. Because I have a Pixie and I don't keep my relaxers on that long, I don't personally find it necessary to go all throughout my head. Also, because my hair is super short, I feel like I would just pretty much be putting Vaseline on my whole head. So I just go around the edges, and I also get my ears really well. And yeah, I just do it with Vaseline, but some relaxers do come with a protectant in the box. Next, we're going to go ahead and relax our hair. Now, again, I am well versed with doing relaxers on clients back in the day, on myself now. So I'm not, new to this, but what I would highly recommend if you are comfortable doing your relaxers at home, I like to start in the center of my head and work my way to the edges. I find that the edges of our hair usually processes quicker, so I like to leave the edges for last. So I start in the center, both in the very crown of my head and in the back, and then I work my way to the edges. Another note, I personally focus on getting the relaxer on as quickly as possible. That being said, I'm not as precise about getting it on the centimeter of new growth that I have because the hair is very short. I personally feel like it does not matter. And I've been wearing a Pixie for many years and I've never had any issues. So I just focus on getting the relaxer on there so I can let it process and get it off as quickly as possible. That's also how I was taught in school personally. I was taught you want to get the relaxer on quickly so you can get it off quickly to make sure that you're not over processing the hair. But I find that with a Pixie specifically, when you're getting it on, sometimes it may go past the new growth a little bit. And again, because I don't leave my relaxer on that long, I have never had any issues with it. But I just want to note that because a lot of times when you see ladies with Pixies or myself applying relaxer, it's like, oh my gosh, they got it on all of the hair. Well, in the back of my head, girl, ain't nothing but new growth. It's a centimeter long. But anyway, at this point, I'm going ahead and just kind of smoothing out the relaxer, making sure everything is smooth, making sure everything is laid the way I want it to. And then I'm going to let it process for a few minutes before I shampoo it out with the neutralizer that came with the relaxer. Next, after I have shampooed my hair with the neutralizing shampoo, but before I condition, I am going to apply a rinse to cover my grays. Now, a rinse, only a rinse, is safe to use after a relaxer because a rinse is not considered, technically, it's not a chemical. It does not penetrate the hair shaft. True to its name, it rinses out of the hair. It just literally coats the outside of your hair. So a rinse is totally safe to use after a relaxer. And that's what I'm applying to cover these stubborn grays. As you can see, I have grays at the temples of my hair, on my edges in the front and on the nape of my hair, which is very interesting. Why do I have grays only in the edges and not the middle? But anyway, I use a rinse to color my grays, and that one's from Clairol. That's typically the one I get because, again, I get it from my local beauty supply. I apply it all over my head and I let it sit for maybe like 15 minutes or so. Because I just got a relaxer, my hair is going to take the rinse better because it's been chemically treated and altered. So yeah, I don't have to let it sit as long. So maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and rinse it out. You don't want to shampoo it out, or I don't typically shampoo it out. I just literally rinse the rinses out, and then I go ahead and add the conditioner. Today I'm using this one that came with the relaxer. Now we get to the fun part, which is the mold. I personally like to wave my hair, specifically the sides. I don't wave the back because I really can't see it that well to wave it. So I focus on just the sides and the fronts. I like to use either Nairobi wrap foam or Influence. Influence is my favorite, but that one you do either have to have a license to purchase, or you can purchase it from a licensed professional. So if you know somebody, you can probably get it from them. But today we're using Nairobi because everyone can purchase that product. And then I typically just go in first and smooth my hair down just in the direction that I want the hair to go. So I typically will put a part kind of in the center crown area of my head and comb my hair forwards, backwards, and just comb the sides down, towards where my sideburns go. All right, so for my ladies who do not want to do a wave mold, this is essentially how you do just a regular good pixie mold. You want to make sure you use a combination of both your hands and the comb. Chase the comb with your hands to make sure that your mold is flat and tight and intact. Now, if you want a wave mold, number one, you need patience if you don't know how to do waves. And number two, you just need to know how to draw a C. If you can draw a C, then you can do waves, okay? Now, as you can see, I was taught, and what I still do is is look at a wave as C's going in the opposite direction. So here you see I'm making a backward C, and then I'm making a forward C, right? And then after that, I'm gonna make another backward C right below it. Also, you're going to need patience. And I say that because this side of my head is the absolute hardest for me to wave. I don't know why. As you can see, I'm squinting my eyes. I feel like I can barely see because I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see the side of my head. And then also, this side of my hair is just the hardest to wave. I always struggle with this side of my head. I don't know why. So you can see I don't like it. So I'm going to comb it out and redo it. It's okay. If you're molding your hair and you feel like, oh, I don't like it, girl, comb it out and start over. It's okay. Now, it's going to be an arm workout, but you can get it done. So now, I am going to curve my C, curve my C, curve my C, right? And once I'm satisfied with those C's, I go below it and make a C in the opposite direction. We're making backward C's here. That's backwards, right? And then, okay, once those C's are done, I go down right below it. And you curve the next set of C's, right? Until you're satisfied with the end result, okay? Again, it is a process, but I promise you, if you use the C method, it's just the easiest way that I found that works and the easiest way for me to teach people how to do it. Now, this side of my head is very much easier for me to do, so you guys can learn better here. I started with my opposite C's. I went right below that and made C's in the opposite direction. And then here, I'm going to carve the next row of C's. And then right after that, I'm going to do my C's in the opposite direction. And yeah, this is just again, the easiest way that I found to think of doing waves is just look at it as C's instead of trying to wave the entire thing. I also do want to note that the shorter your pixie is, the easier it will be to wave your hair. If you have longer hair, it is harder, especially if you don't know how to do waves. It is harder to wave longer hair, just FYI. So yeah, but girl, practice makes perfect. Just get in there and get them C's going, and make sure you do not let your hair get dry. Another key to a great mold is that you want the hair to remain wet. So if you have to re-wet your hair, if you have to use more wrap foam, use more wrap foam. If your hair is dry, use more wrap foam. You get a spray bottle, put some more water on there. You want the hair to be wet while you're molding your hair so it can be pliable, okay? And so again, when it comes to the front, again, I'm focusing on my C's, and I don't really worry about molding my edges right now the best because I know I'm going to curl it. So, but if you want to wear a wave mold, then again, you would do your C's and just keep manipulating the hair until it looks how you want it to look. Again, don't get frustrated. Don't give up. You know, take a little break and, you know, wiggle your arms out if you need to, but practice makes perfect. You just need some patience, a lot of wrap foam, and a lot of water, and you will be okay. It's time to wrap it up. I like to use these mega wrap strips because they are bigger than the regular wrap strips. There's no right or wrong. It's just, you know, personal preference. And then you just want to go ahead and wrap it around your head. Now, if you find that you're putting on your wrap strips and they keep breaking in your hands, that means you have too much water on your hands, because when you wet this thin paper, it will break, okay? So dry your hands really well before you put the wrap strips on, and try not to put too much tension on them. You want to wrap it around your hair, but you're not trying to give yourself a headache, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I sit under the dryer. Typically, if I have a relaxer, my hair takes about 30 minutes to dry, 45 minutes for the most part. It just really depends on how thick your hair is. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and sit under the dryer, and then we'll get to curling. Now let's edge up the back a little bit as best as I can with what I can see and everything, girl. I use peanuts, and peanuts are just a very small version of clippers. And I like to use this one because it's cordless and it's a battery operated. So I don't have to have it, you know, plugged in. But again, use whatever you have and do whatever you feel most comfortable with. And now we are going to curl, okay? Now, I like to use a wax stick. This one is by Kira Care. You can use whatever you prefer, but I find that a wax stick helps to not only help my curls have a lot of shine, but it helps them to stay really well. I also like to use this Olaplex oil because, again, I like my hair to have shine, and I believe that one has heat protecting properties. If not, there's another shine spray by Nairobi that does have heat protecting properties. And next, we're going to get into curling the hair. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know the best way to tell you how to curl your hair other than to show you what I do. Other than to show you, I just feel like that's the best way. One thing I do want to know, if you like a flat pixie, I like my curls to be flat, then once I curl it, I take my hand and I sit it on top. Anytime you're curling your hair, whether it's long, short, medium, in between, the best time to set the curl and make the curl do whatever you want it to do is while the hair is hot. So you'll see me arranging curls and making them sit and lay how I want them to right after I curl it. The best time to situate the hair is while it's hot. Now, I am going to tie it flat later, but again, I find that if I situate and arrange my curls as I'm curling the hair, I can better figure out how I want to curl it, what direction I want the curls to go, and all of that good stuff. Don't be afraid to play with your hair. Don't be afraid to touch the curls. Pick them up, move them around. It's your hair, okay? So yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to this. Once it comes to the back, I usually just use my fingers and pick the hair up and curl it that way. I usually just use my hands and then I look at it afterwards and just kind of go from there and figure out what needs to be done. And you know, it's not the best job, but I think I did a pretty decent job. Now we're gonna do the most important part of this whole process. Well, maybe the second most important part. And we are going to tie it flat with a silk scarf. If you do not like a puffy pixie, I don't like a puffy pixie unless I choose to have, like, you know, curls standing up in the top of my head. But if you want a flat pixie, tie your hair flat with a scarf, especially after curling it. That is going to set it, and that is just going to make the style. I'm going to spray some shine spray, and this is the final look. Let me know if you found this helpful and if you think you can recreate this look at home.
All right, you guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you found it helpful, if there's anything else that you guys want me to show you in more detail. Like I said, I apologize that my camera battery died when I went to curling my hair, but baby, I gotta go get my child from school, so I had to keep on rolling. So I hope that the phone footage suffice. I tried to take you guys through curling, you know, in a detailed manner, but for us not to be here all day. Like I said, I will have everything that I used today linked in the description box down below, as well as the QR code here if you are interested in ordering from Amazon. But like I said, most everything that I use today, everything actually that I use today, you can find at your local beauty supply store. So you definitely don't have to, you know, order it from anywhere. You can go in and get it if you need to. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And let me know again if there's any other Pixie videos I can do to help you maintain your hair at home.